Jose.
Alright, mate, can you hear me?
I've got you, yeah.
Sweet. Okay.
Awesome.
Just jump on the bike.
Yeah, let's get on. Let's get going.
Right, so we're going to do a 30-minute little spin, 60-70%. You can't even see me on that. Hold on. I think if you go on the scenic ride, and then there's a half-hour one.
French countryside.
Right, I think so. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Ready to go?
Ready to go. Let's do it.
Sweet.
Let's try and earn some points.
Earn your points, yeah. Get your points up.
Let's earn some points. How's things, Jose? How's it been?
Yeah, it's been alright actually. We've been that's strange for us, isn't it? Obviously, usually so busy, lots of time away from home. So actually, the spending so long at home is really different for us. But actually, really nice. Obviously, time with the family, time in your own bed, and obviously Georgia's just turned 1, so she's keeping us really busy, chasing her around. So yeah, it's been good. What about you?
Been exactly the same, mate, to be perfectly honest. I reckon this is probably the longest I've not played cricket for since I was about 15 years old, so it is a bit strange, it's a bit different, but
I was going to say, have you picked up a bat or anything?
A little bit, not really, just it's quite hard to ask your pregnant wife to throw balls at you in the garden, so...
Is out bowling not good enough? Are you having to bowl it out?
I generally have to bowl at him, but he started trying to throw some. It's been good fun, like with him in the garden and actually getting to spend some time watching him grow up. So
yeah, it's nice.
Get like a period of time with the family and things. But it's I suppose trying to make best of the situation we're in and look at all the positive sides of things and make most of spending time with the family, which, as you well know, we don't get a huge amount of. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Make the most. Have you been playing your guitar?
Not as much as I'd probably like to or should be, but
yeah,
it's come out a few times.
Good man. I heard you on Radio 1 the other day with going through your playlist or something. Your playlist in the man cave.
Oh yeah, went through. Had to pick 5 songs, so I tried to pick. Post 2000, so I went for the Kooks. She Moves in Her Own Way, because that took me back to being about 15 at that Bunbury Festival. I think that's probably the first time I came across you. I went for Feeling Good by Muse.
Okay.
Because I went to go and see those live, and that was just an incredible performance live. They were amazing. And then I went for Cake by the Ocean, the radio edit obviously, but because when Alf was about between 6 months and a year old, whenever we got in the car and he was crying, we couldn't stop him crying, we put Cake by the Ocean on and he just stopped, completely stopped. It was the only thing that would settle him down, so I owe so much to that song, just to keeping him in line and happy in the car. And finally, Mardy Bum for Arctic Monkeys, Sheffield band.
Yeah, so can you play this?
Slang. A little bit of it.
I was going to say, the Kooks. Probably play the Kooks.
Maybe. But the thing is after about 10 pints, you can sort of convince everyone that you've got it.
And you've got Thorpe patting you on the back saying you're playing really well. Exactly,
yeah. So I don't think I'll be crashing many more weddings in the near future. Put it that way.
We need a wedding soon. That'd be nice. Bit of a party.
Yeah.
I think this. Check if there's some questions. Someone's asked if you have ticklish feet.
If I have ticklish feet, yeah, very ticklish feet.
Right, who's the funniest player in the England dressing room?
I'd say probably Moeen Ali.
That's probably, isn't it?
I think so, yeah. I mean, he's got the ability to just get the whole dressing room to get out of the palm of his hand, and you might find yourself in some situations in games where you're up against it, or it's quite a tense period, and he just manages to relax the whole atmosphere in the rooms, and it's such a great quality to have. You make people laugh in any situation. So did you hear
what he said to Woody before the last ball of the Super Over?
No.
Apparently Woody is saying obviously, so he's like so nervous. What we're going to be like? What do you reckon, Mo? What's going to happen? Apparently Mo said, "Oh, we'll be all right as long as it doesn't go to Jace, because he'd obviously put those two." That's his beauty, isn't he? Like that, just it's taking a lot. The stuff we got there. Yeah, funny players. People want to know who's funny.
Yeah, I mean Woody's pretty funny. Just comes out with the most outrageous things. Does some silly things in the dressing room. I mean, like you say, in that World Cup final, he spent the last 20 overs of our innings waiting to bat, sat in the washing machine watching the game because he didn't want to move in case you or Ben got out. So he's always good value.
It's probably from Billy, actually. Says, will you ever pick Billy for the test team?
Not sure I'd get that past the other selectors, to be honest.
That'd be nice.
Be nice, yeah.
Where is he? Is he in Cardiff? Or is he back up?
Yeah, he's in us, just outside Cardiff. So he's based down there now. He's loving it.
Oh, nice.
Loves it down there. Yeah.
A couple of questions that people had sent into Vitality. Your favourite match that you've played in?
My favourite match? I mean, it's hard to look past last summer, really. You look at the World Cup final, that Headingley game.
Yeah.
I think actually over the last couple of years we've had some brilliant test matches. Look at the India series, that first game at Edgbaston. Yeah. I went down to the wire. The whole series in Sri Lanka, 3 matches there. They were all, 2 of the games were within 50 runs of them winning the game, and could have gone either way. But that game at Headingley, having been 60 odd all out, to come back and win it, and Ben to play the way he did was just amazing to be a part of. The atmosphere at Headingley. I mean, you look at Cape Town as well. The atmosphere that the travelling fans created for us there. They were 2 very special games in the test arena, and then that World Cup final was something else as well, as you well know. What was that like, being out there in the middle? For the last 25 overs or so, that's half of our innings. Yeah. You and Ben put on that brilliant partnership, sort of planned it so well, got us in a real position to win the game. What was it like out in the middle?
Obviously, I think going into the game as well, I feel like I wanted to do something I hadn't quite played as well in the last few games or whatever. And knowing Ben was playing so well in the tournament, just thinking, he's going to be here till the end, just try and go with him and get something going. But one of the best bits of the partnership, I think it went from, we needed 100 down into double figures or something. And he hit like 2 or 3 twos in a row, and the crowd was going. And, we just had a moment in the middle where we were just laughing to each other and just how fun is this? And sort of pinch yourself moment. Like, we're playing in a World Cup final at Lords. The atmosphere is incredible. And that's one of the best bits of the day. Sort of where you catch yourself of what's actually going on. And then obviously as the game just unfolded, just more dramatic, and everyone just trying to work out what was going on in the Super Over. Actually, in a way, the Super Over was great, because having got out when I did, you're devastated, you want to take the team home. Then it was you never get it in one day, you got another chance. You get to go again. But yeah, it's good fun. It was a couple of weeks ago when obviously the Headingley game, and the World Cup final that we all watched along. It was fun, nice to relive it. It's probably the first time we've actually watched it back.
Yeah, it was incredible to watch from the dressing room, you two playing in that way. And actually watching you back that day, I reckon you're the only guy that really made it look easy to go run a ball for a period of time. It was one of those wickets, wasn't it, where it was just so hard work.
Yeah.
Well, I certainly made it look hard work.
That was fun, because that kind of total was like, I thought, this is nailed on for a Root. 100 not out, 80 not out, see us home. And there's actually, when you ran, even when you're like taking your time at the start, so that's fun. And then you had that massive whoosh at the Guangdong, and you were like, oh my god, what's going on here? Never seen you play a shot like that before. But
it's amazing, there's some of the things you do under pressure, but on that occasion it was more about like trying to get the field where you want it, just to think, well, take one risk here, put the pressure back on the bowler, and then things will calm down. Just you feel like you're one shot away.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably wasn't quite the right option for me at that time, but that's how it goes sometimes.
I thought another great thing about that is and there's some good examples of that all through the tournament, of actually under pressure sticking to what we tried to do as a side for 4 years. I think of Johnny and Jason taking India on when we had to win to stay in the tournament. It smashed the spinners for 90 off between overs 10 and 20 is incredible. I think that was one of the strengths of the side, that we actually stuck to it under pressure. So
Definitely.
yeah. How's the peloton? I see you've been smashing the bike.
Yeah, I've been trying to get on it pretty much every day.
Good bike.
Really enjoying it, getting on the bike classes. I generally been looking at which classes you or one of the other lads have done, and then trying to use your score as a marker.
Yeah.
Maybe go try and beat it.
That's great, isn't it? You can see that's the nice little group of guys, and guys who've got them, and you get that. But you miss competing, don't you? So you can actually compete on. I think Michael Vaughan must have a few hacks. He's
yeah, he's got the cheat code, hasn't he?
he could be ready for the Tour de France.
Amazing how he gets those numbers.
I think Lee Westwood looks like king of the mountains as well.
Yeah, he's a powerful man, really, isn't he? You can tell he's
got some power.
Strong boy.
Yeah, these golfers, I thought they just drank wine, and I thought they were all in Miguel Jimenez's school of training.
To be fair, I've really enjoyed it. I've seen a massive improvement in my fitness.
Yeah.
In this period, trying to make the most of having a block of time to work on fitness. I know you're very good at this, but throughout game phases and when we're playing constantly, trying to find pockets to improve your fitness is quite hard.
Yeah.
So I have a block here where we can just completely concentrate and focus on it and improve it rather than maintain it. Found really useful. So hopefully it'll help my cricket moving forward in the next few years.
Definitely. Have you got a little gym at home? Have you got weights and stuff?
I've got a few things in the garage. But it's just, this has been great for ticking over.
Yeah. Let's see if there's any more questions coming. Someone's asked, they've written in earlier, how you got into cricket, and what's the thing you miss most about not playing at the moment?
For me, I go into cricket going down on a Saturday watching my dad play. So he'd be playing and being pretty much as soon as I could run around, me and my brother would be playing on the side, getting told off hitting balls on the field and stopping the match and things like that. But we just get all of the players to come and throw balls at us when they weren't batting or when they weren't fielding, and then that's how I got into it, really, just being there at men's cricket games, watching my dad play from being 5-6 years old.
Yeah.
And I think I probably miss the most is being around the team, being around the boys, being in the dressing room. I think one of the most rewarding things about playing cricket is when you work so hard collectively together to achieve something, and then you do it. And it's all of the, look, for example, that World Cup, it wasn't just the tournament, it was the 4 years before it.
Yeah.
And the journey that we went on to get to that stage, and being right at the bottom of the 50 over rankings, and having to work our way up, and every sort of little game and journey along the way was just as enjoyable as the actual tournament. So
Yeah.
I think that's probably what I'm missing the most. I suppose the banter as well in the dressing room and just everything else that comes with it.
That's the big thing. Like, you know, they become family, isn't it? You're like a travelling family, you're travelling circles.
And we're so lucky that our own families, for periods of the tours, get to come with us and enjoy it with us, and we can see our kids for different periods of it, and
yeah,
they get to enjoy it with us as well, which is amazing, really. So what about yourself, mate? How did you start playing?
Oh, sorry, someone just asked what your favourite 100 is that you've scored. I'm actually quite interested to know, in your opinion. What? Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to look past Ashes 100s. The first Ashes 100 at Lord's.
Is that 2013?
Yeah, 2013, yeah. That one, but I think the hardest one, or the one that was tested my technique the most, was probably Johannesburg in 2015.
Yeah.
16.
Same game, Brody. Well, that's
yeah. And we won that series.
yeah, that was a hell of a night.
And what about you, mate? How did you start playing? Where was your introduction to cricket?
Yeah, similar to you, brother. I've got older brother, so he would be playing, and again, like the annoying younger sibling who wanted all his mates to throw balls at me, and I think, for me, your family's brilliant, isn't it? Like having siblings that you can compete with and play against. So it's good for me that he's 7 years older than me as well, so you always last to bat, last to do anything. So you're always competing against better guys than you, which was good for the competition, not good for the tantrums sometimes. But we play a lot, just like fun little games at home. Actually, like on the patio, like making different rules, like chairs as fielders, and it's like pretending you're. And I used to always want to be Wakar Yunus bowling. You tape up the tennis ball and try and bowl some Yorkers. So that's how I got into it. My mum actually coached. She had a cricket club as well when I started. So she was a big influence, and I think I loved all sport. Like, I think like most of the guys in the team, like everyone just played everything, didn't they? Like everyone wants to play tennis, football, rugby. Just get stuck in. Yeah, good sweat on.
And what would you say your most memorable 100 would be? Your favourite? There are a few, but...
Yeah, I think for me, I reckon in Sydney against Australia, either that one or the one where we won the one-day series 5-0 at Old Trafford. But I think the one in Sydney was one of my favourite, against Australia with, they just won the Ashes at Stark, Hazelwood, Cummins, and in that time when that was I saw that as a real test of us as an ODI side, like going to Australia, and then we went to New Zealand after. It's going to be a good measure of where we were at as a side, and then obviously with the World Cup only like 18 months after. And that one we won that game to win the series, and I remember who went down. Someone went down. And you ended up bowling their overs, and we were. So might be someone. I thought that was a seriously good team performance, and probably the best I'd played in an England shirt at the time. So that was probably my I think against Australia, like you said, you mentioned Ashes ones, and anytime you have a good game against Australia, it always seems to mean a bit more.
Yeah, definitely. It's just a benchmark, isn't it? Cricket, as an England cricketer growing up, that's who you gauge yourself against, isn't it? That's who you want to be.
Absolutely.
Best against is Australia.
Yeah. Especially them being so good for so long, though.
Yeah.
Growing up and they're the world 11, really, weren't they?
Amazing atmosphere from the grounds, everything that comes with it. Just ramps up that a little bit more, isn't it?
Yeah. Just looking through a few questions, see if I missed. Best golfer in the team? Certainly not me.
Yeah, so.
Zach Crawley's not bad. If he could learn to putt, he'd be alright.
Jimmy Anderson?
Yeah, talented. Jimmy should bat right-handed.
He should, yeah.
You watch him play golf.
Pointing and stuff, doesn't he? It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Someone say, who were your role models in cricket growing up? Who did you like? Who did you idolise, and who did you like to watch?
As a Yorkshire lad, growing up, Sheffield boy, good woman, England captain at the time.
Yeah.
When I was about 13 years old. Playing at the same club as him growing up. It's quite hard to look past him and see what
Did
he
he
was.
play with your dad?
Say again?
Did he play with your dad?
Yeah, I played the same team as my dad.
Okay.
2 years. So, him winning the Ashes in 2005, and you look at pretty much that whole team.
Yeah.
They're full of people I look up to, and I tend to be in the nets or in the garden. Or, 1 week I changed my trigger movements and my setup to be like KP, and then one night it would be Andrew Flintoff, and then Matthew Hogarth or Simon Jones. So, as a kid growing up, to be honest, any England player that was doing well,
Just
that's who I was in the garden. That's who I could be.
Yeah, definitely. That's very true. That 2005 team was awesome, wasn't it? Like,
Yeah, crazy.
that we were prime time, right age for that. That was very cool. Any advice for young cricketers who want to improve their game, become more consistent?
So just be as active as you can across your sport. So try and don't get too focused about cricket. Just enjoy being young and being able to play football. If you like it, football, hockey, rugby, tennis, whatever it is. Keep as many of the sports going as long as you can. And in terms of skill-wise in cricket, just watch the ball. Very simple. Have lots of fun with it, and don't put too much pressure on yourself.
Yeah.
Just do the sport. But they're sort of things that I'm still trying to tell myself now. So,
Yeah.
I don't sound easy, but generally always trying to drag things back to the basics.
Yeah. And being yourself, I was listening to a podcast with Rory McIlroy the other day, and he's talking about the Masters where he lost the lead and how he tried to be someone he wasn't. He tried to go into like Tiger Woods mode and not talk to anyone, keep his head down, and he said he hadn't done that for 3 days during the tour. He was just himself, like a bit of a free spirit, looking around, like taking it all in, talking to people around him, and how he changed, and then how that has then affected the rest of his career, that he'll try and never let himself be someone else, and make sure when he's playing that he's himself. And I thought that was a nice reminder the other day, listening to that, of being genuine to yourself is so important.
It sounds like it would be the easiest thing in the world to do, but there's just so many different things that go through your mind. It's so easy to distract.
Yeah.
It's probably the most important thing. It's strange what certain situations do to players, isn't it?
Yeah. I just seen someone put there, Broad or Anderson. Who do you dislike most in the nets?
It depends. It depends on the conditions. They're both a handful, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's steaming around inside the thigh, just gets peppered and come out bad and bruised, and been out 3 or 4 times. It's not.
Have you been against both of them in county cricket?
Yeah, Jimmy's got me out a few times. He's got me out twice, and I've managed to not get out to Crawley so far. I think he's had me drop once, but.
Oh, he'd have definitely written that down if he had you drop.
He hit me first ball, I think it was the start of last season, first county game. Yorkshire Knots, first ball I faced in the second innings. Hit me straight on the back. Wasn't expecting it. It just didn't quite get up as I thought. And yeah, it hit me so hard. Still got a bit there.
He's probably got that framed in his kitchen.
It's a great goal. I always enjoy facing those two because you walk out the net, even sometimes if you just not got out, you feel like you've won. You feel like you've pulled something out of the section. So I always think it's great when I get to face our bowlers when they're bowling really well. And manage to get through that and sort of feel really prepared for a game. And it's great, those two technique cats. So fantastic bowlers, really are.
Yeah. Mine's just got to 5 minutes left, so I'm just going to slow down a bit. And not that I've been going very fast, but I'm just going to have a little cool down. So anyone who's joined us on their own bike at home or doing some kind of workout while we are, just have 5 minutes a bit easy, slow it down. And I think after this, I've been doing lots of Pilates with Louise, as you probably know, and we're going to do a little stretch and a Pilates session. That'll be on 4 o'clock tomorrow, so anyone who wants to have a little stretch and do a bit of Pilates will do that tomorrow. So yeah, just last few minutes, so see if there's any more questions coming through.
I played franchise cricket around the world, and then obviously you've still been an international superstar. Which player have you found it hardest to play against, having spent time with them in the dressing room?
From like playing with guys.
So like you obviously made friends along the way, and all of a sudden.
Probably Tim Southey. So like at Mumbai, I spent a lot of time with it. Like he'd been and played in like county cricket, but I didn't really know him. But heard he's a great fella, and people really enjoyed spending time with him. So I spent a lot of time with him at Mumbai, and as you do, like you create your own sort of banter and stuff, don't you? And your inside jokes. So anytime now, like playing against him, I find it quite hard to concentrate. Like, and just so. But in terms of guys, it's not like guys I find tough. Like I found it a nightmare facing Bumrah in the nets at Mumbai. Like, you'll have faced him a bit like different action, awkward, bowls with good pace. Like, and he's got such a high skill level for the way he bowls. You'd think, he might not be able to produce certain skills, but he's got them all. And I think he's a hell of a bowler. And I remember a few times IPL, like the TVs are always on, aren't they? And I was just about to go out and bat for Rajasthan, and like Buttler, Bumrah head to head comes up. I think I faced like 10 balls. He got me out 4 times. Just what you need before you go out and bat. But yeah, it's been one of the best things about all the franchise tournament and experiencing the different teams is being coached by different guys. Like at Mumbai, my first coach is Ricky Ponting, and we talk about 2005. Like you idolise this guy, and he was just, I would say, one of the most impressive guys I've met in cricket. His appetite for the game, the way he just wanted to help everyone, whether you were Rohit Sharma or a young Indian player just starting. His knowledge, his passion for was brilliant. So that you meet amazing people, you play with guys, and also you learn that. I think it gives you confidence that people ask you questions, and they want to know how you do stuff and what does the England team do about this, and suddenly you realise, people are really looking at us and what we do as well, and it sort of humanises people that you've put on a pedestal and thought that I know they're better players. So it's been really fun experience. So we did Big Bash together, didn't we? Like playing with Shane Watson and so awesome. Yeah. So it's been good fun. What's on for the rest of the day?
I'm going to do another section on here at some point. Try and enjoy the sun. It's out up here for a change, so
Very nice.
try and take Alf out for a little run around and do boss around, do some missions or surfers, and then try and make the message for her.
Man, you've been in the kitchen. You've been cooking anything?
A little bit here and there.
Barbecues?
Had one barbecue,
Nice.
so that could be the weather stays that it really order of the afternoon.
Yeah, it's been good, hasn't it? Right, mine's just finished.
Right.
Sweet. Great, enjoyed that, mate. Well done. Thanks everyone for all your questions. If you've got any more, please just send them into Vitality, and I'm sure they can send them through.